We get a lot of calls and questions on how to actually pair your tablet to your scales or your pyrometer.
Yeah. So what's commonly mistaken is, if customers buy a pyrometer or scale system without a tablet and they're trying to use their tablet to pair to it, they simply think that, hey, I can go in the settings and I can pair it like I'm pairing it to a set of headphones or a keyboard or something like that. And the way these pair, it's not quite that simple. So if you can imagine, if it was that simple, anybody could pair to your device and see what your scale numbers were or see what your barometer numbers were. So that's the concern of making it that easy to pair. So basically what we've put in place is some safety measures where you have to have the device, the scale pad in your hand to be able to depress a button inside of it to set the pad or the barometer in a pairing mode, and then it'll allow you to pair to it from your device. And then there's also a key number that goes along with that. So it's just not as simple as, hey, I'm gonna go in and pair a new device. So if you do end up getting a new system that you're trying to use your existing device with, you have to make sure you go on to longacreracing.com and watch our videos. Read the directions and really follow those. And in some cases, it is kind of cumbersome. You've depending on what style of tablet you have. We typically use a Samsung tablet on everything that we have. So the instructions are written off of that. If you're using some other brand of tablet that uses the Android system, some of them pair a little differently than others. So if you struggle with it, feel free to give us a call. But again, it's not as simple as just going in and pairing a new device. You have to go through the whole steps of putting the device into a pairing mode and then actually doing those pairing steps.
Another thing commonly gets asked on the scales that trying to pair them up and getting a signal to them. Do the scales actually have a problem if you don't have a good straight signal, like if it's down in a box that you're trying to scale out and it's in like a pull down rig box that does not give a very good signal?
Yeah, so these tablets and scales, they work off of a Bluetooth signal, which is more of a line of sight. So in cases where, let's say for instance, you're at a racetrack and they have a scaling area that the pads are down in a concrete pit, you're probably going to have issues connecting that to that because it bounces off into the concrete. Also on pull down rigs and some planting systems that don't have a cutout for the signal box, there can be some issues there with connection. So you want to make sure you try to have a best of line of sight as possible. So if you primarily stand on the left side of the car while you're scaling, you want to face all the signal boxes towards the left side of the car. That really helps alleviate a lot of issues. For most people that are using a surface plate, or if they're in the shop and the scales are up on top of the concrete or up on some type of scaling platform, as long as it's not down inside of it, there's really no issues as far as getting good signal and getting the scales to work.
If you got any more questions, please go to longacreracing.com.